Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, and today I wanted to have a bit of a discussion revolving around the character of Sasuke Uchiha, or I guess I should say more specifically what Sasuke could do in order to make up for the power that he lost during the fight with Ishiki. Well, technically it wasn't the fight with Ishiki, it was him letting his guard down for just a second and Momoshiki taking advantage of that in order to destroy his Rinnegan, which was without a doubt his most powerful asset. And I wanted to discuss some of the options that Sasuke has in order to move forward, in order to, I guess you could say, get back the to make up for, like I said, to make up for the power that he lost, or in a way to get stronger than he ever was before. Now, before I continue with the discussion, guys, I just want to say that if you're watching this video, I have to warn you, this video will contain spoilers for the latest chapter of the Boruto manga. So if you have not read it, there's your warning. So if you are still watching this video, I'm going to assume either you have read the chapter or you just don't care about spoilers. Okay, now that I've given you guys your warning, let's go ahead and continue with the discussion. Now, guys, just like with any discussion, hopefully moving forward in this channel, and whatever that topic is, I do want to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And also, while you're there, maybe you could consider liking the video and sharing the video. And if you like this type of content, and if you want to see more from me making these kinds of videos, just consider clicking on the subscribe button and also clicking on the bell icon next to it in order to be notified whenever another video like this goes up, or just any video on my channel, or whenever I go live. Okay, now that all of that's out of the way, let's continue with some of the options that Sasuke has, or at least some of the options that I came up with for Sasuke to make up for the power that he lost, or in order for him to get even more powerful than he was before, so that if another threat like Ishiki were to show up in the future, he'd actually be ready and not be like what happened with Ishiki in the latest arc, where he was just completely overpowered despite being one of, without a doubt, the two most powerful beings on the entire in the entire shinobi world. So what are some of the things that I have for Sasuke to do? Well, I do have one thing, and I just kind of want to get this out of the way real quick because I feel like this is probably the least likely to happen. But one of the things that he could do is to try to get his Rinnegan back. Now, you're probably asking, wait a minute, how the hell is he going to get his Rinnegan back? It's been destroyed. Well, there is a way. Now, this is just something that I came up with. I'm not saying that this could happen. That's why I just wanted to get this out of the way, because I feel like, yeah, this is probably the least likely one to happen. But I feel like now that they're back in Konoha, when Sakura looks at what happened to Sasuke and she sees that his Rinnegan's been destroyed, I feel like she might offer him a way to, sort of restore it back to what it was. Now, how in the hell is she going to do that? Well, since it's been years since the ending of the Naruto series, we do not know the kind of development that's been made in the field of medical ninjutsu. Now, we know that Sakura and Tsunade are probably the two most gifted people in terms of medical ninjutsu. So for all we know, it's possible they came up with a way in order to help someone, I guess you could say, restore any part of their body back to what it was before it was injured. And I feel like one of the ways they could do that is through the use of Hashirama Senju's cells. Now, throughout the entire Naruto series, it's been made pretty clear that Hashirama Senju's cells are not something to be messed with. If you have his cells, not only do you get access to his insane, probably his insane stamina, but also his healing ability. Remember, Orochimaru was constantly experimenting with Hashirama cells. Kabuto did the same thing, and they were so impressed with what they could do. They went so far as to pretty much replace their entire cells with Hashirama's body in order to give them like this insane power boost. So I feel like if Hashirama cells could do that, it's possible they, being medical shinobi themselves, they could find a way in order to, I guess you could say, restore like something like a destroyed eye back to what it used to be. Again, this is just a suggestion. Whether or not this happens or not, we'll have to wait and see, honestly. I feel like either we're going to get that in the latest chapter, or maybe after the time skip. We'll have to wait and see. But what is another thing that, or another option that I have for Sasuke in order to sort of make up for the power that he lost? Well, I just mentioned Hashirama's cells and how they can give someone an insane power boost. And not only can they give someone a power boost, they can also give someone access to wood style. Wood style, which which we've seen examples of what someone as powerful or someone powerful, if they get their hands on wood style and like the kind of damage they can do. Like we saw what Madara could do with it. We saw especially what Hashirama could do with it. And I feel like Sasuke could use wood style if he were to get that Hashirama arm, which was offered to him at the end of, or near the end of the Naruto manga. I think it was in Naruto chapter 699, since chapter 700 was like sort of like an epilogue to the series. So yeah, I think it was chapter 69 or 699 where he was offered the arm, but he said no. I feel like now, after what happened, he might finally get that arm, which not only would again give him an insane power boost, but it would give him access to wood style, which would be a very, very powerful asset in a fight moving forward. And not only will the Hashirama arm give him all of that, but I feel like if he were to get that arm, to replace the one he lost, there is a high chance. Now, whether or not this happens or not, we'll have to wait and see. But if he does get that arm back, there is a chance his right eye, which is still an Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, could evolve into a Rinnegan, and that eye could also give him access to new abilities. Because from what we know, whenever if an Uchiha awakens the Mangekyo Sharingan, each eye gives him its own unique ability. We know that Sasuke's Rinnegan in his left eye gave him the ability to use time-space ninjutsu, which allows him to open portals to different dimensions, but it also allows him to swap places with either objects or people, which we've seen him use that ability in battle multiple times. But if he awakens the Rinnegan in his right eye, he would once again gain access to the regular powers, these six paths powers that come with the Rinnegan, which again are pretty damn useful. So those are just two options. Now I do have one more option. Now, again, guys, I do still want to hear your thoughts because I'm just going to give you guys this option, the last option that I have, and then I'm just going to close out the video. So whatever thoughts you guys have in order to contribute to this discussion, let me know in the comment section down below. Now, what is the last option that I have? Well, the last option that I think Sasuke, or another option, one of the options that Sasuke has, is to learn sage arts. He could finally go to Ryuchi Caves and to learn how to master sage arts. And he could become a true master of snake senjutsu. Now you might be asking yourself, wait, why would Sasuke do that, especially when we already have a character who is using snake senjutsu, that character being Mitsuki? Well, that's the reason why I say this is because not only I feel like Sasuke knows for a fact that when you're up against a member of the Otsutsuki, probably the most useful technique that you have in your arsenal, and probably the most effective technique against a member of the Otsutsuki, is Sage Art Chakra. We've seen this in the 4th Great Ninja War when Obito became the Ten Tails Jinchuriki. Excuse me. It was made pretty clear that Sage Arts is the most effective method against them. Like any technique that's been imbued with natural energy actually becomes effective against a member of the Otsutsuki clan. Otherwise, they can just negate whatever ninjutsu you throw at them, and your only options are to use taijutsu, but that still depends on whether or not your taijutsu in itself is strong enough. So I feel like Sasuke, knowing this, might want to go to Ryuchi Caves and to master sage arts. And not only will he be able to imbue the abilities that he already has with nature energy, he'll also gain access to other useful techniques, which we've seen some of them during his and Itachi's fight against Kabuto. So I feel like knowing all of this, Sasuke will know that, if I master Sage Art, it will give me a great advantage, not only in any other battle that I enter, but also if I were to come up against another Otsutsuki in the future. So those are just some of the options that I have for Sasuke moving forward in order to make up for the power that he lost. either to try and get back that power, either to try and get that power back, or to try and get other abilities in order to make up for it. And I feel like Naruto might do the same now that he's lost Kurama, which, by the way, I have another video planned for him. So keep your eye out on that, and you'll be able to keep your eye out on it by subscribing and clicking on the bell icon, because that way you'll be notified when that video goes up. And when that video also goes up, guys, I as well, just like for this video, want to know your thoughts in the comment section. That is all I have to say for this video, guys. Thank you so much for listening, and if you enjoyed this video, please look out for the next one, like I said, and please remember to stay safe and take care of yourselves as always, and join me for the next video. Bye for now.